You want a story, do you? Well, sit yourself down, get warm. This isn't one of your bright tales of knights and dragons, not really. This is a tale of power and what it does to people. It's about a city called Hillsfar and how it's been torn between tyrants and saviors for as long as I've been alive, and then some. Hillsfar sits on the Moonsea's edge, a proud, red-walled city once rich in trade and iron rule. It's a place built on gold and guarded by swords, where law was gospel and mercy optional. But the thing to remember is, Hillsfar has always worn its law like a mask, and underneath, it hasn't always liked what it saw.
Please, Master Dwarf. I really like it when you tell stories.
Oh, you've done it now. You might as well tell your story, Master Dwarf. Else the kids will be upset.
Well, storytelling is thirsty work, and I find myself very dry. Buy me a pint and I'll tell ya.
All right, I hear you. Another round coming up.
You see, some years back, a man named Thorin Nomenthal rose to power. A war hero, they said. A leader of the infamous Red Plumes. Once noble knights turned disgraced mercenaries. And a man with the charisma to wrap the city around his gauntlet. But Thorin was no savior. He revived an old evil, the great law of humanity. A law that outlawed elves, dwarves, halflings, gnomes, anyone not born human. If you were caught inside the walls, shackles, chains, a quick trial and a quicker death in the arena, fighting beasts or other captives for sport. Not because of your crimes, but because of your blood. Some say he feared what wasn't human. Others say he hated what he couldn't control. Me, I think he wanted to make the world smaller, easier to command. And in that smallness, his cruelty found a home. But darkness never is alone. From beneath the earth came worse. Cracks in the land that opened into the Underdark. Monsters crawled from the way down. Drow, demons, things better left forgotten. Thorin didn't rise to meet the threat. He used it, fed it, sacrificed innocence to it in the name of control. The city twisted under his hand, rotting from the inside out. But evil has a way of overplaying its hand. Elventree, a small elven village nestled beneath the boughs of the Cormanthor, became a sanctuary. Refugees found safety there. Not just elves, but anyone with nowhere else to go. And in the shadows, resistance took root. The 5 factions, the Harpers, the Emerald Enclave, the Order of the Gauntlet, the Lord's Alliance, and the Zintarim, yes, even them, set aside old rivalries and turned their eyes on Thorin's tyranny. They fought with might and magic, whispers and blades in the dark, sabotaged the arena, freed the prisoners, and when the time came, they brought the regime to its knees. But cities, like wounds, don't always heal cleanly. The throne passed to a man named Vum Yastro, an old Red Plume commander, banished twice for questioning the cruelty of his own. He returned not with vengeance, but with vision. He abolished the great law. He freed the captives. He opened the gates, and the city gasped like a man pulled from deep water. But trust comes slower than laws. The old alliances had withered, neighboring villages had suffered, and deep in the forest, the elves remembered. You know Myth Drannor? Once the shining heart of elvenkind, a city of magic, grace, and millennia of wisdom. It lies in ruins now, again. If it had been built by dwarves, wouldn't it still be in ruins now, would it? True. The elves retook it once, fought wars, rebuilt, dreamed of a new commandeer. But the Shadowvar, those shade-tainted lords of Netheril, brought their flying city, Taltandar, crashing down upon it. And in the chaos, even Larlock, the Shadow King himself, tried to steal the magic of the land. He fell, but so did the city. Now Myth Drannor is a graveyard, a shattered mythal. Wild magic, demons, and worse scoured its broken halls. And the survivors? A few hundred scattered elves under Coronal Isabelli Miratar, holed up in Cimberholm, clinging to what little hope remains. They send patrols. They fight back in the dark, but they can't do it alone. That's where the story bends towards you. The new First Lord of Hillsfar wants to make peace, not just for politics, but for survival. The forest holds food, lumber, leather, life the city desperately needs. But the elves, they remember the arena, the betrayal, the blood. So if Hillsfar wants an alliance, it'll have to earn it. That's where folk like you come in. Adventurers, diplomats, mercenaries with consciences. Maybe you walk in with a blade, or maybe with words. But walk careful. These wounds go deep. At a stop, a way station turned hamlet, or in Elventree, or even the broken halls of Myth Drannor itself, there's work to be done. Demons to banish, goblin clans to scatter, smugglers, slavers, and worse, that would see peace undone before it begins. And through it all a question. Can a city that once built walls to keep out the world be the one to build a bridge instead? Me? I don't know. But I'll tell you this. There's good left. I've seen it. In the eyes of a half-elven child freed from the arena. In the silence at the Vault of Swords, where the battle guards of Tempest carved the words, disparage no foe, and respect all above their door. So remember this tale. Not just the names and places, but the truths. Because they're still writing this story, and the next chapter might be yours.